Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Happy Saturday to you. I hope you guys had a great week so far, or great holiday weekend so far for those of us in the U.S. Uh, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer, Debbie Dragon. Hello to Rodney Jackson, Verta Sanchez. Let's see. Lydia Washington is here. Hello, Joan Garcia, Church Nelly, Anastasia Isabella, Ania 13 Paul, April May, Lorna Williams, Francia Mosley, Phyllis Johnson. Hello, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys being here. Happy Saturday. And about Black Friday, they said that so many people were depending upon the online shopping, not as many people going out to the malls. That's a real shame. Having a pedestrian lifestyle. Hello, Ray Raquel. Again, thank you so much for the gift. Having a pedestrian lifestyle is so much more healthier for everyone involved, and it's a real shame that in some cases people are afraid to go out in the public or afraid to be in public spaces. So I totally understand, but my goodness, I tell you, yesterday I recommended to a friend, hello, Ozell Dunlap, Rick, Mama Jane, I found a walking tour of Paris at Christmas time. And it was just actually some person who randomly walked the streets, and they had an HD camera, and with real live HD images, they just like broadcast these images all over the world, of people just enjoying Paris at Christmas, which looks like it's got to be one of the most extraordinary things that you can do. So, whilst I'm thinking about it right now, I don't know why I don't just share that on the community tab. So, yes, I will make it a point to do that. But yeah, it was amazing, beautiful. So, I think next year, 2023, my goal is to spend the Christmas time, well, not Christmas Day, of course, but just maybe anytime during the month of December to be in Paris for a few days and walk the streets, grab a baguette. Whose is unclear, but grab a baguette. uh, but yeah, so that's what I'm planning to do. That seems special. I don't know. I guess maybe the pandemic. That's why I haven't gotten around to it yet. But I will. I shall. That is like my bucket list is I got to do Paris at Christmas. All right, so I hope everybody's doing well. Let's get on with it. So help me understand this. How did the USA win the football, aka soccer match? How did the US win if the score was 0-0? But anyway, someone on the American team was trying to educate the world. Is called soccer. So I don't understand the scoring with soccer. Is it like based on who has the best plays or the best technique? When it gets to that point where it's a draw 0-0, or who had possession of the ball the most? Is that how they determine who is actually the winner? I don't know. So I'm asking you guys. I'm not very clear about the scoring when it comes to soccer or football. Um, but yeah, I don't really understand. But yeah, it just seems like everybody was caught up in their feelings. There was high drama and emotion yesterday with everything going on with the finals or World Cup, whatever it is, finals. But yeah. Oh yeah, Carol Purdue, you like the sound of that, huh? Oh, you guys, I mean, I'm gonna be there. I it just seems like the most enchanting thing that a person could do is to be in Paris at Christmas time. There are great Christmas markets in Vienna, um, Munich, a few places, around Europe. They have these great Christmas markets. Um, and for that matter, I mean, I would love to be in New York at Christmas. That sounds enchanting. I've never done that before either. So, um, it seems like that would be a lot of fun to be in New York at Christmas, but I don't need to do anything in particular. I certainly am not a fan of spending a lot of money. If I can just walk the streets and people watch and take lovely photos and those kinds of things, I'm good with that. I am very, very good with that. That is in my wheelhouse. If I can just walk the streets, take photos, look at all the beautiful decorations and shops and such, I'm happy. So, I'm going to do my best to make that happen. So, I'm going to plan ahead and hopefully I can have a good working idea of exactly what to expect. So, that is my goal is any given time during the month of December to be in Paris, France for Christmas. Let me see. Let me try to do this. I want to give you an idea of what I'm speaking about. Oh no, wait. Just bear with me for a second here. But yeah, it was so cool because the person that I sent it to, she said, "Oh, I saw the video. I saw the video." And I'm like, "What do you think?" She's like, "I'm going with you." So yeah, to be on the Champs-Élysées at Christmas seems like it would be quite epic. Um, so this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grab a good screenshot of Christmas in Paris to share with you guys. Oh, wait a minute. What is this one? Oh, wow. London doesn't look shabby either. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. I hope I'm still broadcasting because I am on another channel and I'm not sure where I am right now with you guys, but give me just a second. I will be back there. I just want to get like a lovely screenshot to share with you guys. Well, none of these look so well. Okay, this one looks good. No, not enough lights. Okay, you know what? Abandoned ship, abandoned ship. Uh oh, this was wait, no sound, no sound. Okay. This one looks pretty cool too. Uh I'm just not seeing something that's worth sharing with you guys from this. I'm doing like this. Oh, wait. Is this Paris? Yes. Okay. I'll show you guys this one and just to give you a general idea of what I'm speaking about. All right. Got it. Not a great photo, but just a general idea. And I'll show you that very soon. Anyway, let me focus on where we are right now and let me stop dreaming about Paris because I got work to do. Shelly L says that sounds like a great idea. We should go to Paris as a group, especially since there are retirees in the group, right, Church Nelly? Church Nelly loves my travel stories. So if I was Church Nelly, I would get a passport now and make sure that anything that may have happened in the past that it requires explanation Whether it was a barroom brawl or perhaps some hostage situation or something like that. Anything that Church Nellie needs to explain to the authorities about her whereabouts or what she's witnessed in her storied life, that maybe she can be free and clear by December next year. If there's anything that requires explanation, a Church Nelly, in case like Lucy, you got some splaining to do, you can start splaining now. Well, yes, Shelly, thank you so much. That sounds like a good idea. We definitely need to have more discussions about this, and thank you so much for the super chat. And happy Saturday to you. Um, but yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I mean, what could be more enchanting than that? Okay, so Kathy G says, I spent Christmas at Disney World once and it was great until we had to leave. They didn't have the buses and the lines for the tram and ferry were long and crowded. Oh yeah, and then it's just like you hear that voice in your head like, "Oh my goodness, I should have left a little early. We should have left a little early." Oh, pedal. Yes. Yes. Take pedal with you to the authorities and let pedal shame and disparage them with a lengthy questioning or whatever. Nobody closes the case like pedal. Oh man, I would love to see pedal on a congressional committee, um like really going at the Republicans. Oh my goodness, that would be, I would have to get my popcorn ready. I would have my popcorn and everything ready for that one. That would be amazing to see Peto on a congressional committee and just like giving somebody the what for. I would pay good money to see that actually. Okay, so even this little kid decided to take everyone to school. It's called soccer. It is called soccer. And here you have some people from Scotland. They are wearing their kilts, but I guess they are in some roundabout way trying to mock the English by supporting the United States. Again, I think they are mocking the English by supporting the United States by wearing their kilts and, of course, wearing an American team shirts. That is so. Good on them. Let's see. I think I'm getting my explanation. So Nicole Tennis says, Baron, when it's a draw 0-0, they go on the penalty shooting. One select player from each team will have opportunity to shoot the ball from the center. Whoever scores the most will be the winner. Thank you so much, Nicole Tennis. I had no idea that that's how that works. So a win is a win, as they always say. So, if the United States has won that, what do you call it, penalty shooting, well, then so be it. A win is a win. Doesn't matter how it happens, so long as they win. Wow, knew it. I knew I loved Scotland. Yeah, Scotland is. Oh, I love Scotland. That's all I can say is I absolutely adore Scotland. I could see why Queen Victoria had this yearning feeling to be around the Highlands and such. There's just a certain spirit there that I couldn't even put into words that I really enjoyed about Scotland. So, yes, is a place that I would love to return to again and again. All right, so moving on. And here, some clever person on Twitter posted this image to remind the English team that the Americans are coming. The Americans are coming to arms. The Americans are coming. So, um, this is like one of my little favorite things I grabbed from Twitter yesterday. And how can we avoid talking about this? Okay. This has been trending like crazy. Racism in the royal family has been exposed yet again. The terrified look on this child's face. And of course, in the spirit of fair play, we have to say, yes, 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 we weren't there, et cetera, et cetera. Disclaimer, disclaimer. However, based on these photos, these still photos from the event, um, this child of color was hand selected by the queen consort and pulled into her space for the photo op. All of the children look absolutely petrified. The girl behind in the background there with the kente cloth on, you can see the very colorful top she has on. That is the one that Kate grabbed by the sleeve and pinched her little sleeve and kind of hoisted her hand up by sleeve and then of course the girl that she's embracing right now, this is the one that she seemed to examine her hands because even though the Duchess of Cornwall, now the queen consort, even though she's had the pandemic twice, even though they were the last two family members, she and Charles, to visit the queen before she came down with the pandemic, even though they were the last to see her um, around the time when Her Majesty was given the instructions that she should sign a piece of paper pledging that Camilla should be forever known as the Queen Consort. There was a statement that was issued by Lizzie saying, yes, 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 call her the Queen Consort, whatever. And then after that, of course, Lizzie took a fever. Queen Elizabeth took a fever at some point after that agreement was ironed out. And, well, anyway, we don't know how she got infected with the pandemic, seeing that she was in what was supposed to be a safe space, insulated with her staff at Windsor Castle. However, it is alleged that there was an outbreak. I have my opinions about how it happened. Charles. Oh, excuse me. Charles. I have my theories about how it happened, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I just don't like the idea that with them exposed to so many people, I believe that these visits to the schools like this, they really ought to reconsider this. I would be impressed to know that the king and the queen were actually tested that morning or tested at any given time, seeing that they had such reckless disregard for the queen before she got sick, in my opinion. I wonder how much regard they would have for a classroom full of kids, especially children of color, considering things as we understand it right now. I wonder how much consideration that they would have for them. So, again, this is quite alarming. The story just won't die. Now, it is said that okay, you guys do remember that there was the video. I believe you guys saw it on Duchess of Success and showed you the video. That video was removed. The only way we see it is because other people have been sharing it. People have done a screen recording and they have been sharing that video. Now, I chose not to use the video because I wasn't sure if there was any type of copyright issues with it, so I didn't share the video. Um, but I applaud anyone who has shared the video because it is very important that the story is told, because by them removing that video so fast, it would it's less, I guess, impactful to discuss it without the actual video to back it up. So when you see the way that she's pinching at this child's sleeve in such a bizarre, unusual manner, it needs some explaining. I mean, there is this video, but now the video's gone. Nobody knows where the video is. Racist queen consort Camilla in fresh racism storm. So, picking up a child by her sleeve. That is just the most unusual way to treat a child. I mean, it looked like she was picking at a loose thread, and then suddenly the child's hand goes up and the poor child doesn't understand what's going on. None of those kids do. This sick, twisted photo op, I hope this is the reason why they will stop doing this and stop exposing those kids to whatever cooties they have or potentially have. I just don't like it. I don't like the idea that people that live their lives so publicly, especially on the tail end of what I hope is the tail end of a global pandemic, is constantly touching and smiling and leering in the faces of these children is absolutely sick. I'm sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick. I'm absolutely sick of it. I think it's repulsive. It's reprehensible and a few other big words. Shelly L says, look at the little girl tugging on her collar. Poor thing, saying, this is a monster from my nightmare. This is a monster from my nightmares. It really is what it must, cause let's face it, as children, old people are scary, especially people we don't know. And people who don't know the value of a good moisturizer, even worse. So I'm going to agree. The stuff of nightmares tugging at you like that, that can't be good. That just cannot be good. And I'm pretty sure that she never heard a twisted word or suggestion or anything about Camilla, but yet there's all these people with the cameras. This is just a lot of stress to put on children. And again, I believe that this should be the last time something like this happens. Take those bears that come from strangers, been sitting out there on top of Marmite sandwiches and flowers, and stick them where the sun don't shine, but leave those kids alone. Thank you so much again, Shelly L, for the super chat, and thank you as always for watching Royal Sussex. But yeah, this is I don't like it. I just don't like it. Deborah Debbie, thank you so much for being here. Deborah wants to say hello to a few people, and of course, we're always obliged to help. Kids Indoor says, oh, that's for Rohini. All right, let me move on. Okay. And oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was over here on this one. So yeah, this is, I don't know what to say this is, but it's not good. I don't like it, and it just I think someone said they feel sick on the stomach or whatever earlier. I'm getting that queasy feeling right now. I just don't like it, especially when I know that these kids, and everybody knows that these classes of young children, they literally are like a petri dish. One child gets sick, everybody gets sick, and it just goes back and forth. and then they go home, and sometimes people in their families become ill. And bringing a bunch of strangers into these classrooms, I don't care if it's the royals or not the royals, I think it's a bad idea. There's no reason why they could not put a mask on or something like that if they just have to be there. If they just have to be there. But this is it's tacky, especially in the wake of everything we know about how things are spread. Why does this just have to be? I could understand if they were outside or something, if they were in a um, walkabout, but this is not a walkabout. This is the peace and serenity of their classroom. This is their safe space. And then here comes all these people with cameras and such, and you just don't know where they've been or what they've been exposed to. Not a good idea. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what, guys? I mean, it goes from bad to worse. But this is what's trending on the Twitter right now. It goes from bad to worse, and the kids are not amused. Look at the girl in the back there with the white bow on her head. She has turned away from Camilla. She has turned away from her. Kids know. Kids know. As a matter of fact, I was watching Anita from My Duke and I, and oh my God, did Anita ever spell it out? And I tell you, sometimes when you wake up in the morning and you can tune in to My Duke and I, it is just the best way to start the day in the Sussex world. For us squatties, I recommend go to My Duke and I first thing in the morning and see if she has a new video up, or check your inbox or your bell or whatever your thing there, and see if she has a video coming up, because that was like what I saw this morning, and I'm just like, oh my God, Anita, you struck just the right note. So that she really spelled this out. I couldn't do it any justice. So, okay. Dr. Shola said yesterday, beautiful. Anyone watching this knows this child feels safe and loved in Diana's warm embrace. This is how a queen should be. What a loss to humanity. And this is the difference. Diana did not have to pinch someone's sleeve to get a child to come to her. Kids just naturally felt safe with Diana. And it's the same way with the Sussexes. They just naturally feel safe. There's that safety. But some of the most crooked, wicked people in this world that I could think of, I think of how many times I've seen children around most of those royals, and they just shy away from them, or they will turn and reach for their moms. They just shy away from them. There's not that connection. And yet they force it for the sake of the photo op. Um, and the results are absolutely heartbreaking. Dr. Scholler said today, Queen Consort Camilla was instrumental in destroying Princess Diana's marriage to King Charles, and instrumental in elevating Angela Levin, Meghan Markle hater. As her biographer, she no plausibility, deniability, connect the dots. That's Prince Harry's mother and wife, if Harry speaks. So this was what Dr. Scholler said today. Um, and of course, Dr. Scholler doesn't mince her words. Instrumental in destroying Princess Diana's marriage, elevating Angela Levin. No plausible deniability. So the no plausible deniability means exactly that, is that there's no way to say that this connection between Camilla along with Charles, and of course, Angela Levin. And let's not forget all of those people in social media that seem to I don't know that either Angela follows them or they follow her, and so many of their talking points seems to end up in the mainstream media or the tabloid media because of that connection. And of course, all of this is alleged. I don't have enough information and dates to draw the direct line from one thing to the other, or at least I don't have that available. But it's not as though the information is not there. It is there. And given enough time, you can easily go into the social media of these royal author experts and tabloid reporters, and you can find where they have been maintaining these social media relationships with some of these single purpose hate um, social media platforms with hate against Harry and hate against Meghan. It's not hard to draw those lines. And so that is what I believe Dr. Scholler means by there is no plausible deniability, that all of these things seem to be in. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Saturday to you. Thank you so much for being here and for being a member. But yes, you can easily um, conclude these things. Oh, really? You know what? I thought it was on, but maybe I did not. Let me do that right now. Let me do that right now. The slow mode. And now that I think about it, I kind of don't remember putting it on, and it is not. So there you go. Slow mode you go. All right, very cool. We got our slow mode. I'm looking for a slow mode. I'm looking for an easy chat. All right. There you go. Okay, Anna Boyd, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you. Let's see, Baron, it's a 90-minute game with 15-minute break or halftime. After full play is 0-0, no team scores. All right, thank you so much for that. I don't think I've ever watched the game in my life. Uh, okay. Oh, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. All right, thank you so much for the contributions to Royal Sussex so far. Greatly appreciated. And thank you, Dr. Shola, for, as usual, telling it like it T-I is. Like it tis. We can always count on Dr. Shola for truth, for unwavering truth. Thank you, Dr. Shola. Okay. All right, what am I trying to do here? Nope, that's not it. That is not it. All right, Shola. Okay, sorry about that. I was just looking for something, but that did not work out. All right, very good. All right, let's move on then. So Henry VIII. If you guys recall Henry VIII, Henry VIII is a squatty. Henry VIII has taken time away from the YouTube to concentrate on a newborn baby. So we do miss her, but fortunately, on occasion, she will comment on the Twitter. And here you have There is nothing Harry and Meghan could do to stop the attacks. Absolutely nothing. This is gaslighting in its finest form. And what she's speaking about is a comment from this deranger who says it's not about us moving on. It's about Meghan still acting like she's royal and setting up an informal royal court when her and her husband cut all ties with royalty, including titles. She will be left alone. Right, right. So, gaslighting in the idea that, okay, I'm not speaking for Henry VIII, but reading this, when Henry VIII says this is gaslighting in its finest form, this comment from Karen Arms, oh God, that's weird. But this comment about if they do this, if they do that, it is just the type of narrative to make it seem as though the Sussexes are doing something wrong, that they're trying to get away with something, that Meghan is trying to use the system or abuse the system or abuse the privileges of whatever is available to her because of her title. When the truth is, um, the Sussexes have done everything that was agreed upon when they stepped back from royal duty. When they stepped back from royal duty, it was agreed that they could keep their title, or should I say their style, his and her royal highness. So they still have that style. They are still in HRH. They are still senior royals, but they have stepped back from royal duty, which means that have been cut off from the sovereign grant. And because of the dark figures, I'll just say those dark figures within the royal household and within the firm, within the courtiers, their security was cut off. Even though Harry carries the burden of the terrible threats as having been a royal who served 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan, as a royal who is the son of a king, as a royal who married a biracial woman and has been referred to as a race traitor himself and has been targeted in so many words by white supremacists. Even though all these things are going against him, he's lost his royal protection. He's not even welcome to royal protection, as far as we know, when he visits the UK, unless it has to do with the king or some official royal event. Even if he goes to a charity, he's not guaranteed protection, but he's still a senior member of the family. So this gaslighting is to make it okay to have taken things away from him. It says it's okay to disrespect him. Again, not Henry VIII's words, my words. It's okay for them to be targeted verbally or otherwise because somehow they are doing something so nefarious and so deliberately cruel to the royal family that they don't deserve their titles or respects. Or if they want to be respected in any type of way or form, they must give up everything. And by doing that, this Karen person is saying that if you give up all these things, then you'll be left alone, as if we're really supposed to believe that. So I'm going to say it again. The Sussexes haven't done anything wrong since they left. They have not put a foot wrong. They have not done anything that Charles or the Yorks or anybody else in that family hasn't done. They have been the very model of royal uh, members of the family. And of course, away from that family, they have been pillars of the community and will continue to do that. So I don't see any future in these type of comments, any type of viable guidance from a comment like this, that you should give up your titles, that you should live a, what is that they say, privacy. You should You should be ultimate private people. They are trying to gaslight them into being unable to earn a living or to even go out of the house for that matter. And that just simply is not going to fly. This is gaslighting. That's exactly what it is. They set up a rival court as though whatever the Sussexes are doing, they're directly challenging the royal family. How are they challenging the royal family? The royals hold all the cards, right? Or should I say, Charles holds all the cards. He has the media in his pocket, he has the courtiers. Um, Potentially, he has whatever is available from the government. He cannot be brought to a court of law. He cannot be called as a witness. He couldn't even be arrested in another country legally because of his diplomatic status. So he's essentially untouchable. So, with all of that going for him, what is it? What is it that Sussexes could possibly do to cause him problems? Everything goes his way. Everything. Bag of cash? No problem. Marry your mistress while you're the head of the church? No problem. Go to your mother's house and suddenly she becomes violently ill. Charles, no problem. None of these things are a problem for him. So, what's the beef? What is the beef? Aside from the idea that you don't want this woman of color to have anything that elevates her at a level within the aristocracy where she can stand eye to eye, toe to toe with most of the people within that twisted aristocracy. Other than that, I can't see what the problem is. So that's just my opinion about why this person or this robot or whoever it is wrote this thing about including the titles and they'll be left alone. I just don't believe it. And so here it says, is it's the ones who are against you that believe in your power the most. And that's what it is. They're afraid of the power that Meghan has. They're afraid of the power that the Sussexes have because together they are the most influential couple in the world. Full stop. The most influential. And the really cool thing about the Sussexes is that when they work alone, when they go out and do things independent of each other, they are still a force to be reckoned with, alone or together. That's what they have in common. They do amazing as a team and they can work well independent of one another and still garner as much respect and admiration as anybody else in the public life. So that is how I see it. So that seems to bother people, rub them the wrong way, whatever. But the Sussexes are going to keep on keeping on. They are thriving. They are incredibly successful, and that will continue. There is onward and upward. So unless Charles goes to join his mother in the basement of the St. George Cathedral or whatever chapel, um, I don't see anything from that family that really overshadows them in the least. Nothing. And even when it was the Queen's funeral, it was still about Harry and Meghan. Whatever they do is always about Harry and Meghan. Everything they touch, everything they do in that family, if they want to bolster their image, they have to bring Harry and Meghan along. Figuratively, spiritually, they're always there. They're always the last word of every event. Shelly L says, "Oh look, it's Karen. Go figure." That's what I said. That name is weird, but okay. But thank you so much for that, Shelly. And oh my goodness, I must have been. Did somebody roofie me? I must have been talking a lot. I see all these comments all of a sudden. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Uh, oh, the impossible Baron. Can I be a part of that trip to Paris? I'll cover hotel food. Just need a companion to explore. 2 passports, all available for travel. Again, we're gonna have to have a discussion about this and do some logistics, like figure out when to go and such. But yeah, definitely, the more the merrier. Okay. Okay, that's for someone else. I'm gonna try to catch up with a few of these as I go along because I got stuck there for a second. Like I believe your racial people will leave Meghan Markle alone. You people, including Tampon Father and Son from Hell, are going to take Meghan off this earth, and then maybe you, exactly, Anfu. That's the whole idea. Is like Harry said, that's the only way they will leave her alone. That is the only way. That is what their ultimate goal is. So then they will have that to write about or that to report, or knowing Charles, he will find some kind of way to make him look benevolent and generous, like going to bring Diana's body back from Paris, and doing the walk and all that kind of stuff. Everything Charles does is so deliberate. He's always working the camera. Charles the Third, King Charles, Prince Charles, whatever, the Prince of Wales, he's always working the camera. He's always aware of where the cameras are. The lights, the cameras, the shadows, he's got it all figured out. He knows when to look down at an egg as it hits the ground. He knows just how to look down at an egg that is thrown at him. He's got all this stuff figured out. Hello, Motivational Garden. Let me see. Listening to Twitter when Musk has given a pass to all accounts that were suspended, including the ones flagged by Christopher Posey. Well, yeah. As the people choose to come back, they definitely will. They definitely will. Let me see here. Nicole Tanner says, Baron, I was watching the title loud on my phone and news stating Harry said, I have 5 children that drive me crazy. All my friends stop to listen, and Harry continues, Archie, Lily, and the 3 dogs. Okay. I was like, what? Oh man. But yeah, I suppose that is their family unit, including the dogs. That's the household. Let's see. Ethan's husband says, Baron, I love it when you said Harry and Meghan are the last subject in the room. I bloody love that. It's true. It's true. It is so true. It's like I said a long time ago. Anytime um anything comes out, they got to add a little tablespoon of Sussex oil, just like gourmet cooking. You know how you do a little tablespoon of olive oil to start with and whatever? That's how it is with anything to do with the royal family. It's like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of Harry and Meghan, then we'll get to the rest of the meal. Always Sussex. Okay, so Omid said it's been 24 hours since royal author Angela Levin's ugly tweet about the color of a woman's skin, and the media folk outlets who quote serialize her books remain silent. Hardly a shy bunch either. Some usually relish a chance to attack opinions they don't like. Um, Again, as Omid said, it's been over 24 hours and there's no pushback, which is what I said yesterday. She gets away with this. I don't see how this hurts Angela Levin in any way. If anything, this only bolsters her position. This does not hurt Angela Levin. As a matter of fact, this assures that she will have an increase in bookings. This doesn't hurt her. If anybody thinks, oh boy, she's in trouble, wrong. This is only going to elevate her status. Angela Levin is going to do just fine. She is protected by the tabloids who want her to say the things that she says. Um, all of the television shows that she appears on, Angela is welcomed. Whatever they say, she's welcome. Yeah, maybe a couple of times she got some pushback here and there, but otherwise, she's a must have. She's must see TV. It doesn't hurt her. This only helps Angela Levin. This is part of her brand, and it's what she's built her brand upon. She saw an opportunity with Meghan, just like that flip side of the nickel. The Lady C, just like Lady C, there's an opportunity there. Bash the black woman, bash Meghan, and all doors will open up for you. Say the things that other people won't say, and you'll do just fine. So this doesn't hurt her in any way. This is part of her brand. This is the state of affairs in our industry and why, like some others, I don't shut up about it despite the consequences. When it comes to racism, xenophobia, bigotry, bullying, and harassment, too many people are okay with turning away instead of calling it out. Change that. So that was the other thing that Omid pinned yesterday on his Twitter. And I think he is absolutely right. I agree with it, what he says 100. I just don't suspect it's going to make a difference because, again, they monetize the wickedness that comes from Angela Levin. So this doesn't hurt her. It helps them with their bottom line. Angela Levin is a favorite on that GB News or whatever it's called. It doesn't hurt her. This is her brand. This is how she'll get a couple of those necks taken away. If she ever decides to get her neck taken in, it will be because of the money. If she ever decides to get her neck taken in or taken up or tucked or whatever they can do with it, if she ever does that, it will be because of all the money that she makes here. That's the only way to make those chins and necks go away is to keep earning that money. Oh, anyway, all of this wickedness is going to keep her in mushroom wigs or whatever she does to her hair. It is going to keep that troll looking like a little mushroom for the rest of her life. Um, I can't do her right now. I'm sorry. Let me move on. So Hagatha Christie, as I have decided, that's her new name is Hagatha Christie. Hagatha Christie will keep writing books. She'll keep making those television appearances, and if we're lucky, she'll keep covering up those necks or that area beneath her lip and above her shoulders. She'll keep covering that up so we don't have to look at it. But yes, if we're lucky, she'll keep doing that. All right, so I'm done with her. Oh God. A little fun thing I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if you all saw this, but we'll just take a little short break from all the royal stuff. And I'll tell you about this one thing that happened on Thanksgiving. Check it out. You guys have heard some of those horror stories about the New York subway, right? Well, check this out. They had a gourmet Thanksgiving dinner complete with champagne on the New York subway. Only in New York. That's all I can say is only in New York. That's why I tell people all the time, New York, New York. If you can make it there, you'll fail every place else. Don't you love it? I mean, could you imagine hopping on the A train and all of a sudden there is this lavish Thanksgiving dinner? Look at the golden plastic flatware. I mean, I love it. Look at the battery operated candles. What a beautiful thing. Gotta love New York. Tonight on the L train, it says, look at that. I see some homemade macaroni and some greens and some succotash and look like they got the turkey all cut up there. Oh, and sweet potatoes. Come on. Are you guys getting hungry? I'm getting so hungry. This looks amazing. Yeah, that looks absolutely amazing. Mom, mom. Okay, now let me talk about her. She deserves to be a duchess. Fans go wild for new favorite royal Sophie Wessex and call for her to become Duchess of Edinburgh. They want her to listen, you guys. Let me try this one more time. She deserves to be a duchess. Fans go wild for new favorite royal Sophie Wessex. New favorite royal. New favorite royal. Do you guys remember that little headline I shared with you not long ago where it says, actually, it's a receipt that I saved that said that Sophie Wessex is ready to take Harry and Meghan's place. Now, with everything, all the glowing comments and remarks that I have made about Meghan and Harry just on this one live stream, all of the things that I have said about Meghan and Harry being the most influential, the most loved, the most Googled, the most this, the most that. Sophie Wessex deserves to be a duchess. Sophie Wessex ready to take Meghan and Harry's place. People don't care if Sophie Wessex got out of bed this morning, let alone whether or not she becomes a duchess. They don't care. And I don't know if it's my eyes playing with me, but did she wear a jumpsuit to a state dinner? Everything she wears looks like a jumpsuit to me all of a sudden. I don't know, but whatever that garish green dress she has on, it looks like a jumpsuit. Green seems to be one of her power colors, by the way. Baron, do you think A AL is uh I don't know who AL is. Uh oh Lord. Um AL is P in drag. You never see them at the same time. I don't know who that is. And I know I should know, but I'm so sorry. It's not coming to me. AL is P in drag. AL. Oh my goodness. I cannot wrap my brain around that one. I'm so sorry. But anyway, thank you so much, Alan Vernon, for the super chat. And thank you again for watching Royal Sussex. And watch it. It hit me later, of course. Let me see here. But yeah, somebody help me out with that one. Let me see. uh, until Charles go back to base with Queen Lizzie. Well, I mean, somebody's got to do it. Let me see. Oh, Angela Levin is. Oh my goodness! Why didn't I get? Oh, that is true. You never do see them together. Well, I believe Angela Levin is the offspring of Mr. Magoo, but no, I don't see that. Although it is true, you never see them. You know what? They was together at the Queen's funeral. I recall now. They were together at the Queen's funeral. So, yes and no, or no and yes. But yeah, they were together at the Queen's funeral. That I recall. They simultaneously made the Queen's funeral about Meghan and Harry. So that is my best recollection, is that they simultaneously made the Queen's funeral about Meghan and Harry. So that's my best recollection. So yes, it is true that oh man, I see y'all just ready to get messy, ain't you? You guys are ready to go all the way up to your Wellingtons with Messi. Okay, where is that at? There it is. The love child of Mr. Magoo and Satan or something. But I knew I would find that. I see Angela Levin, I see Magoo every time. Maybe that's Mr. Magoo in drag. But yeah, I see Angela Levin, I see Magoo. Mrs. Magoo. I hope she don't have a driver's license. Okay, so there she is. There she is. Look at how sad she looks. Look at how sad she looks. And look at poor Edward. Edward is looking over his shoulder like, did I hear somebody call me the Duke of Edinburgh? Did somebody call me the Duke of Edinburgh? I thought I heard it. Oh, nope, maybe not. And Sophie looks so sad. She looks so stoic. And wait a minute. Wait, you guys. I just noticed this. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror behind Sophie. What do you guys see? What is Sophie staring at it? Look at what Sophie is staring. She's staring at Kate. Sophie is looking sad. And yes, I just noticed that, Black Queen. I don't know how I missed that. This is my this is my first time seeing that. So Edward is looking at Charles to see if he changed his mind. And Sophie is looking at Kate. Kate has gotten a promotion, and Sophie is the same thing she's been since 1999, the Countess of Wessex. That's it. She has been stuck for over 20 years as the Countess of Wessex, still getting the short end of the financial stick when it comes to the sovereign grant. She don't get a good clothing allowance. She don't she don't get it. She don't get a new title. She gets nothing. The queen died, and well, she did get something from the queen, but oh my god, I just noticed that. Look at how sad she looks, and she's looking in the mirror at Kate. I mean, you can see in the mirror that she's looking at Kate. Oh my god, I feel so bad for her now. I feel so bad. Oh my goodness. Right? I love my Duke and I. Anita is here, isn't she? Hi, Anita. I was just talking about you earlier. Anita Do you see the screen? Do you see what poor Sophie Wessex, poor downtrodden, aging, withering on the vine, Sophie Wessex? Look at what she's looking at. She's looking in a mirror with envy and jealousy and rage because she can see that her whole royal life has added up to nothing. All she has to show for being in that family is jumpsuits and an all expense paid trip to Africa and New York that nobody even noticed. That's it. That's all she has gotten from that family is jumpsuits and a couple of all expense paid trips. And of course, she's married to the non-binary prince who can actually I mean, let's face it, he looks better in the dress than she does. I mean, she has that weird posture and everything, but he's runway ready. I mean, check her out. She's got the nice maxi coats and stuff like that. Sophie doesn't get any of those things. You know, Sophie, even Eddie's wardrobe is more interesting than hers. So, yeah, all of that glaring and bristling her teeth and frothing at the mouth, and she has nothing to show for it. Poor thing. Let me see. She's staring at Kate saying, "Wait a minute. I know that cape dress. Where have I seen it?" I love it. I love it. Um, oh, that is so funny. I don't know how I missed that. Poor, poor, Dust Bowl era. Um, uh, uh, oh my goodness, what's her name? Karen. Why do I want to call her Karen? Not Karen. Countess. Oh, Sophie. Poor Dust Bowl era Sophie. Oh my goodness. Oh, by the way, thank you so much, Shelly L, for the super chat. Poor thing. How did all of this happen to her? Well, I know how it happened. This is what had happened. What had happened was the Queen has today been pleased to confer an earldom. I'm sorry. Let me pull that down and make sure that's what it is. Yes, the Queen has been pleased to confer an earldom on Prince Edward. His titles will be Earl of Wessex and Viscount Severin. The Prince Edward thus becomes His Royal Highness the Earl of Wessex, and Miss Sophie Rees Jones, on marriage, will become Her Royal Highness the Countess of Wessex. The Queen, the Duke of Edinburgh, and Prince Charles of Wales have also agreed the Prince Edward should be given the Dukedom of Edinburgh in due course when the present title held by Prince Philip eventually reverts to the crown. The Queen has also decided, with the agreement of the Prince Edward and Miss Rees Jones, that any children might have should not be given the style His or Her Royal Highness, but would have courtesy titles as sons or daughters of an earl. So, this clearly states that she was supposed to become the Duchess of Edinburgh, but that did not happen because Charles decided he would keep the title for himself. He would keep the title for himself. Isn't that wicked? That is so diabolical and wicked. Who does such a thing? Really a waste of a photo. The Duchess of Gloucester has the best jewels and they didn't show her. Oh, I didn't know that. Let's see. Naomi Maria says Barron, before Harry and Meghan left the establishment, their charities were under investigation as they hadn't worked their charities for 2 years and misappropriated funds went missing. Is that the Wessexes or was that the? Yeah, it must have been the Wessexes. Wow, I did not know that. I am gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to check that out. Let me see. Bearing all our sour face Sophie has to do is grovel to carrot stick. Be in her favor. She might be given some hand me downs. But could she fit them though? Because she's got that weird, like stout kind of, she's got that build where she kind of looks like the skipper on Gilligan's Island. So I don't know that she could fit any hand me downs. I mean, maybe she can wear something from, I don't know, Duchess Sarah. She got some for every size, but I don't think she could wear anybody else's stuff. And Sarah Ferguson's wardrobe is almost as bad as hers. I mean, everything looks like it was created by some sideshow circus magician or something. So, yeah, one is just as tacky as the other, as far as I'm concerned. Ooh, boy, I tell you. Now, if that doesn't turn you into a pillar of salt, I don't know what would. Look at her. She is just bristling with anger and hostility. Um, all of that kissing the queen's behind and riding the church with her and dealing with that non-binary husband and all that kind of stuff, having to say um them, they, and all that kind of stuff, and she has nothing to show for it. It's just really a shame. I guess anger, false anger, and all that contrived hostility just doesn't pay off as well as it used to. Oh, well, I guess she just has to be used to being the Countess of Wessex and that rather meager clothing allowance. I mean, she could stop a truck. Talk about a resting countess face. She has that resting countess face. Oh, yeah. And then there was the. Look at how sad she looks. Then there, of course, were the Sophie tapes, Sophie's aid, gay, sex, and drugs. That had something to do with where she worked, of course. Sophie, her marriage in crisis. Sophie's ecstasy and stuff shock. I mean, she had quite a colorful life before she married to that non-binary prince, the one that was in the military for about 10 minutes. She had quite an interesting life. And of course, jumpsuits, lots of jumpsuits. Um, Given the little meager clothing allowance that she has, I didn't want to believe it, but do you know she blew a whole lot of that clothing allowance on that blue jumpsuit? That's a lot of trouble to go through to look like the Cracker Jack boy. But she did. She blew so much of her clothing allowance buying that ridiculous jumpsuit. And then, of course, if the jumpsuit itself wasn't dodgy enough, then she pairs it with that hat. I don't know if that's a Philip Tracy hat, but I hope Philip. Oh my. Sophie Wessex. Sophie, if you're listening to me, if you can hear my voice, it has all been for naught. You went through all that trouble conspiring and agreeing and shaking your head and going to church and looking the other way in order to, stay in that house with him. All that stuff you did, and all you got to show for it is a jumpsuit and that hat the queen gave you and oh man. And to think she went charging into Royal Ascot with her fist balled up like she really going to make a statement. Well, we hear you loud and clear. But you guys, this is what you don't know. Sophie, Countess of Wessex at Wimbledon, wears a 2,000 $100,000 outfit inspired by Meghan Markle. So, as long as she's been in that family and as much as a contribution that she's made, um, she should have been honored to have, you know, Meghan's name mentioned in the same headline with her. Sophie Countess of Wessex wore a stunning light blue jumpsuit at Wimbledon today. She chose the same designer worn by Meghan Markle in Dublin last night. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't believe it. See, this is the thing. When your proportions are so stout and dumpy like that, you don't go to a jumpsuit. She's not jumpsuit material. She has a mom body, not somebody's body, but a she's a mom. Well, I'm sorry. She has a grandma's. You don't put a jumpsuit on that barrel of hers. That's not right. So, um, if this was her inspiration, was a pregnant woman, you know, of mixed race heritage with a million megawatt smile and a top drawer personality, you see what I mean? See how that hangs on her? She's not drowning in fabric. This is what goes wrong, is that she has them put too much fabric on that little dumpy body of hers. See there? It's too much fabric. You don't do that. You don't see Megan drowning in fabric. It's just enough to cover up and to create this lovely silhouette. This is not a lovely silhouette. This is not a lovely silhouette. None of this is a suitable silhouette for this barrel on 2 feet. It's just not. You wouldn't put Skipper from Gilligan's Island, you wouldn't put him in a blue jumpsuit, I hope. But she just gonna keep doing it and keep trying to make it work. It's not working, Sophie. Stop. This doesn't work for you. You look ridiculous. Stop trying to make and look at the girl there on the right side. See the girl right there with her head down, trying not to even notice her. Everybody's like avoiding the subject. Everybody's You would think that people would stop and go, oh, Sophie's here. And instead, everybody's like, oh, let me pretend like I'm texting somebody. I better pretend like I'll text anybody. They're pretending that they're texting someone so they don't have to acknowledge this flutter of fabric that just walked in on them. So yeah, it's just strange. I don't get what she's doing there. Let's see here. Marcel Kendrick says, hello, Baron. You are the best. I am only here to hear you scream. I am sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick! I'm sick of it. Uh, my love to Connie, Lydia, Elaine, Anastasia, Church Nelly, and my absolute faves, Miss Anita, my Duke and I. Absolutely. Anita in the morning. That is how I like to start my day. Okay, let me see. Okay. Oh, I got a whole bunch of stuff that I missed here. Okay. All right. So let me move on. Again, this is the proper way to wear a jumpsuit. Well, as I said, the Queen's last gift to the Countess of Wessex was something that will keep the Queen's memory near and dear to her. The Queen had some of her courtiers go out and source some you know, what do you call it? Some renewable material, something renewable, along with, the container in which they wrapped it. And anyway, when you really want to show a certain level of love and respect and regards, this way, something of the Queen's that is very near and dear to her, something that she can keep, that, that won't be missed by the crown jeweler or anything like that. That's something that she can, you know, have for herself, and wear it with pride, as a way to say thank you for all those trips to church. Thank you for marrying Edward. I don't know who else was going to do it, so thank you so much for taking Edward off of our hands, and making him look like this virile, tough guy, and a real he-man. And you know, thanks to you, we have Rambolina. So anyway, thank you for your service to the crown. Wear this lovely hat with wear this lovely hat. Okay, and so I would have to say that at the end of the day, our Duchess is enjoying her best life, and she is a Duchess, by the way. She's living her best life married to a prince, and she has beautiful children, Princess Lilibet Diana, uh, and of course, uh, Prince Archie, and Mama Doria, our queen of everything. She has all that going for her. And nobody in that family is a duke or a princess. Well, there is one princess, but so you got one princess, um, a countess, and you also have a lady and a viscount. So that's what makes up their household. And the same goes for William and Kate. William and Kate are in this perpetual dull life that they have, where they pretend like they like each other, and they pretend to be happy, and they try to outdo the Sussexes, while Harry and Meghan are living their best life in Montecito. And of course, what we love about Montecito is that there are no leaks. Also, this is the president of South Africa, Cyril, what's his name? Cyril Ramaphosa, or whatever his name is. This is his carriage procession down the mall. But I want you guys to take notice of something. There is a cluster of people here in the foreground, or, you know, up close, foreground. But if you look in the background, there's nobody there. As a matter of fact, it's very hard to find any official camera angles from this procession, because they photographed it to make it seem like there was this throng of people clamoring to see the royal family, clamoring to see the president of South Africa, when the absolute truth is there wasn't. There was very little turnout. Most of the people that you see here, and I do mean most of them, these are tourists that take the obligatory photo in front of Buckingham Palace any given day of the week, any given day of the year. These are people that were just happening to be in the area, happened to be in the area when the carriage procession went by. Nobody woke up early that morning so that they could run down there and get a good position. No, no. Nay, these people just happened to be there. And so the police were very careful to corral them into a small area, so that with the cameras right there, it could seem like there was this big group of people. There was not. If you don't believe me, you can just go and search it for yourself. Look up the carriage procession for President Cyril or whatever. You're not going to see anybody, just the typical pedestrians out and about for their, for their thing. And look at that. I see trees of green, green cash too. I hope for reparations, but I still got my shoes, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I kiss the king's arse and the queen too. I rode with Mumbles and her husband too. Oh yeah. He just as happy. He just as happy to be validated, to be observed, to bask in the glory and the and to be around them royals that's making him feel impotent. He just feeling so impotent. Lord have mercy. The color of the cash so bright in my eyes. I was riding in the carriage and Kate squeezed my thighs. Oh man. I see people holding hands and corgis too. And all they're saying is we want some more minimal rights from you. When I saw this picture, I saw that picture, I was like, look, he's never had it so good, has he? This little Louis Armstrong wannabe. Oh man, he's never had it so good. And then they didn't send that superior English Rose Kate Middleton to rub his arm or squeeze his thigh or whatever she did, to cozy up to him and make him feel impotent. I mean, they pulled out all stops so that we won't think that they that kind of family. And they got him riding around and everything, grinning like like Louis Armstrong. Ah, they got him riding around like Louis Armstrong. Oh man, is this a state visit or what? I mean, I guess it is a state visit, but they pulled out all stops for him just so you know that that's not how they are. And there he is smiling and grinning with the colonizers and they trying to keep a lot of activity going so people won't notice that nobody brought up the Star of Africa diamond. So that's what that was about. And then look at that. That I bet you that went over big. Look at him bowing his head. Look at him bowing his head. And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that they could never confuse him as being part of the household staff because remember, they don't hire black people. They don't hire black people, so he would be well overdressed for the usual positions that black people get. Yeah, he'd be really overdressed. How much is that Duchess in the window? The one with the Farrah Fawcett hair. I wish she would moisturize her face. She looks and says, "Oh, don't you dare." How much is that Duchess in the window? Oh man. How much is that Duchess in the window? Oh yeah. Anyway, you guys, we're almost done. Irene Cara passed away. Unfortunately, you guys probably remember Irene Cara from um, the soundtrack to Splash Dance. Was it Splash Dance? Yes. And I believe she won an Oscar for that song. Some of you all are old enough to remember her from that movie Sparkle. That was like one of my favorite movies, Sparkle, with Irene Cara and Mary Alice played the mother. And oh gosh, what was her name? The one that was in Brewster Place that played sister. Very good movie. But yeah, so she had a long battle. She had a long battle. Was it Flash Dance? What did I call it? Splash Dance? She had a long battle with the record companies, and so that impacted her career a great deal. She was blacklisted according to her, and it's unfortunate because she is such a talent. And yeah, so too bad that happened. She was so young, 63 years old, very talented, and it's unfortunate we didn't see more of her. And check it out. Somebody on Twitter took a good measure of the men and decided they don't look like a shock jock YouTube uh, podcast menace and a two-bit governor. They look like leather daddies. Yes, someone on Twitter turned these two into leather daddies. And if you think about it, it doesn't look like they're using somebody else's body, does it? I mean, that looks like them. They look like a couple of leather daddies. I mean, and not just a typical leather daddy, but a couple of bears. They look like a couple of those bears, don't they? That's what you call a bear. And they do. It does suit them. So yes, to be fair, this is not actually their images, but someone else has superimposed those fat heads on those big, hairy, bloated bodies. And so there you go. Not my king. Neiman Marcus, not my king. Um, Scotland did not get the right for a referendum by their Supreme Court. However, they are going to push ahead with an election and use that as a referendum. If more people vote for um, Nicola Sturgeon's party, the Scottish National Party, they are going to use that as a referendum. Um, Unfortunately, the UK has become the sick man of Europe, and Prince Charles is spending all this money for a state dinner when the UK is at absolute zero growth economically compared to so many other countries in the world, including South Africa. Russia is at a deficit when it comes to growth or projected growth, but the UK is at a staggering zero. For one of the biggest economies in the world, that is absolutely shocking. During this period of austerity, it is probably not advisable to have these huge state dinners. As a matter of fact, it is a slap in the face, but he's going to press on. King Charles' first state dinner banquet menu, brill, pheasant, port wine, yet you have a mother hospitalized with malnutrition under his reign. And of course, Kate dazzles at the palace. And if you look, oh my God, I just noticed that. Do you guys see poor Countess of Wessex? Look behind Kate on the left side. Oh my God, I'm starting to feel sad for her. Look behind Kate. No, way behind Kate. Do you see the Countess of Wessex? I only just noticed that. My goodness, every time I look at this, I keep seeing more and more sad images of Sophie. Sophie is behind Kate there on the left side back there. And poor thing's got her head down. Poor thing has her head down. She's so sad. I mean, she's got a free ride. I mean, she's got a free ride. She don't have to pay for nothing. And she has a clothing allowance is about the same as a housekeeper or something. There's housekeepers at the royal palace that have a better clothing allowance than she does. But look at that. Poor dear. She's back there with her head down, looking all sad and basking in the glow of Kate Middleton. Oh, po Auntie Sophie. Po Auntie Sophie. Oh well. House of Parasites. As someone put it, House of Parasites. Royalty, a strange faith-based superstition that one has the birthright to rule over nations of people, own all the land they dwell upon, and steal their earnings under the guise of taxation. Amen. If you notice on the right side, one of these is not Australian. Well, let me see. Some of them got big ears. They all seem to have beady eyes. A few of them got big snouts. Um, I'm trying to figure out which one doesn't belong because, in the isolation of the Australian continent, so many species of animals like the marsupials have evolved so far and different from other species around the world. I can't decide. I can't decide what's a bird, what's a marsupial. All of them are mammals. I think that's right. I think they're all mammals. Um, Let me see. What does not belong there? It must be something pale and with red blotches all over it. Something with yellow teeth and an authority complex. Which one of those? Oh, I see it. It's in the bottom left corner. The blotchy skin, authority complex. Well, they all got funny ears. But yeah, I'm going to say it's the one in the bottom left corner. I think that one doesn't belong. So, yeah, that's just another indication, just like the ingredients on the left side. 100% does not belong there. The British royal family has turned a blind eye to its racist past. And that is something that was mentioned back on September the 8th, right after the Queen died. They were talking about it then. And Charles has done nothing to disabuse people of that assertion. Everything thus far from Charles's reign has been a reminder that racism is still ever present, and it seems to be the engine that drives that household. Is that divine right of uselessness is what seems to drive that household. So that being said, you guys, I am done. Happy Saturday to you. And to Sophie Wessex, I hope you find a place, girl. Look at poor Sophie back there behind Kate. Can you guys see her? She's the one with her head down in that floor length gown. Poor thing. I mean, she has just gone from bad to worse. Oh, boy. I almost feel sorry for her now. All those things I said, laughing at her and stuff, but too bad. That's what she get for being mean and for trying to stare down a real duchess as well as a self-made woman who didn't run a PR firm into the ground. If Meghan had a PR firm, I have no doubt it would be successful. But Sophie was broke, penniless, and had no prospects before she married that non-binary prince. That's what her future was. So again, you guys, as a matter of fact, let me go and grab where is it at here? So you guys can go and check out Anita, which I watched this morning. I'm going to grab the link for Anita and share it with you guys. Very cool. Anita usually posts early in the day, so you can start your day with My Duke and I. And let me pin that to the top of the chat. Okay. And pegged. There we go. There we go. Very good. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind contributions. Thank you, Mod Squad, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you to everyone who has contributed on the what do they call that thing? That contributed on the what is that other thing? Patreon. Thank you, everyone who has contributed on Patreon, PayPal, Cash App, and that one rare occasion that someone has actually donated on the Venmo. But yeah, thank you all very much. And that is what makes Royal Sussex possible. Remember, you guys, make sure you support all of these platforms, including Sussex Family TV, YouTube TV. Last night, Special K Thoughts was on. Just in case you missed it, check your notifications. Special K was on. So again, make sure you support these platforms because there's a lot of big things coming up for the Sussexes, and together we will be able to help the Sussexes tell their truth. We will be able to blanket the airways as much as possible with Sussex friendly stuff instead of the usual hate content that seems to be so popular with the MAGA Brexit people. So, all right, very good. And Gail Tapscott, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much, as always, for being a member and for watching Royal Sussex. And of course, at this point, I am going to be looking for the last word of the day as I give my daily thanks to the two women who, not even knowing each other, made some amazing things happen. Look at how Harry is adoring his wife. If your man don't look at you like that, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. Something wrong. So anyway, thank you so much, Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana, and Queen of Everything, Doria. And of course, as I scroll down for the last word of the day, let me see here. Donna Reese says Sophie thought she was part of the Mean Girl group. They were just laughing behind her back, wasn't they? I wonder if Kate is the one who said, "Yeah, girl. Uh-huh. Yeah, girl, buy that jumpsuit. You show them what you made of. Get that jumpsuit. Yeah, you look just like Meghan. Get that jumpsuit. Yeah, jumpsuits are in. It's not ladylike to go crotchless. Yeah, get the jumpsuit." So I guess somebody in the family, let me see, where is that photo? Here it is. I guess somebody has to have the trousers on. Let me see here. uh, I wonder how much of her clothing allowance she blew on that jumpsuit, though. All that money, well, it wasn't a lot of money, but she done messed up a whole lot of money on that blue jumpsuit. What a shame. Okay. All right, I think that's perfect right there. So, Cookies and Cream says the unroyal family is vile. I'm so happy the Sussexes got away from that toxic environment and are flourishing. Yes, they are. The Sussexes are onward and upward. They're away from those mean spirited, malicious, backstabbing people. They're away from those glaring looks and all of those ulterior motives and stuff. I mean, they do things all the time, and we have no idea because there are no leaks in Montecito. There are no leaks, so we have no idea what they're doing. We hear about it when we hear about it. And then, of course, that forces the royal rota to catch up. And that's a good position for them to be in, is to play catch up. Because if you let them get ahead of the story, they're going to do everything they can to try to tear it down. And you know what? I want to point out to you guys something. Have you noticed? Have you guys noticed that how do I put this? That whatever function, whatever activity that the Sussexes are involved in, have you guys noticed that you don't hear about it in real time? They don't get a chance to try to send a photographer or something like that. It's even rare, and I do mean this, I believe it's rare that most of those images ever make it to social media. I'm sure there's a lot of photos out there floating around of selfies and such, and people are so protective of the Sussexes that those photos never make it to social media. So they are protected, they are loved, they are admired and respected. They have peace in California. Even though the tabloids were trying to make it seem like the Sussexes were walking into the lion's den, it has been the total opposite. Just like the Sussexes were supposed to be cashing in, and that they're selling merchandise, and that they're going to have T-shirts and pencils and backpacks and all that kind of stuff, and none of that has materialized. The only merchandise that they have is what they use, like any other company would have. They use it for their production company. That's it. There's no merchandise. There's no way to click on their homepage and look for merchandise. It does not exist. They had to lie and fake and pretend like the Sussexes were doing something wrong because there's no there there. They have nothing on them. Meghan has been thoroughly vetted more than any first lady I could think of aside from Hillary Clinton. She has been thoroughly vetted for years, and there's nothing there. So they don't have that. Then, of course, you have that um, what's his that Thomas Jefferson looking content creator, the Lady C, who comes up with one malicious lie after the other, and that doesn't stick. None of it sticks because they're thriving and they're going to be okay. But I can't say the same for the people that are working against them. And because they are blanketed in prayers every day from the Sussex squad and from anybody else who knows them and feels the need to protect them, I can't help but think they're going to be okay. So that's all I have to say for that. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's ginger venger our way out of here. And as Joyce Myers would say, and remember, there is life in the word. And that's why I'm selling this 3-part cassette series. I'm just kidding. I'm not Joyce Myers. All right, you guys, love you, and I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love your tomorrow. You're only a day away. To All that leering and glaring at the Duchess of Sussex and trying to be the the head whatever she was supposed to be at the funeral. Poor Sophie. I can't tell you how much it pleases me to see that poor downtrodden individual standing in the background with her head down looking like a GD fool. You have no idea how that pleases me, but that's what she get. Oh boy, I tell you, she had a face that could stop a truck, a face like thunder, trying to show everybody how she was carrying all the hostility and rage for the entire family at those Sussexes, at the Duchess of Sussex, standing back there looking all mean and cruel and look at where she is right now. She's walking behind Kate as she will have to probably for the rest of her life. She is going to be the future Duke. Well, I can't say the Duchess of Gloucester because she won't be a Duchess. She's going to be probably the lowest ranking survivor in the room. She's going to be the new. She'll be the new Princess Michael of Kent. Yeah. As a matter of fact, doesn't she have the right to call herself Princess Edward? I would imagine she could do that if she liked, but or Princess Edwina. But I will never forget. I will never forget the way that she treated Meghan at that funeral, and I am going to take pleasure in watching her decline and her road to obscurity, standing in the rear or standing at the very edge of the balcony because she has no real role. As the Cambridge children grow older, she's going to have even less to do. Charles is not going to allow her children to actively get involved with anything. So she will be on the peripherique, as they say in France. She will be on the periphery, on the edge, on the outskirts, in a permanent state of decline, useless, spent, living in a grace and favor home. I wonder how soon before she and Edward have to leave that house and go live at Kensington Palace. You guys do know that could happen, right? That they may have to leave their home and go to Kensington Palace. Now, when they get those homes, they're on permanent loan. They don't own them. So, unless the Queen purchased that property with her money for Edward, they may have to go live in Kensington Palace. Who knows? They might end up at Nottingham Cottage. Or how about this? What if what what if Charles or eventually William, what if Charles or William decides, "Oh no, no, no. Kensington Palace is too good for them." Yeah, that's where they're going to end up. They're going to end up in those servant quarters over there in that swampy, dank, musty area near the burial ground of the royal family. Maybe they'll end up over there. Maybe. We'll see. We'll have to see how it goes. Yep, Frogmore. Frogmore on line two. Yes, Countess Sophie. Yeah, we have Frogmore on line two. Frogmore Cottage. You know, that's where you're all going to end up. Oh, man. Oh, what a twisted web we weave when first we practice to deceive. I'm going to have to make this photo a little bigger of her staring at Kate. Or where is it at? Or her following Kate. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Uh oh, where is it at? I don't have it. But anyway, uh poor Sophie. Wait, not poor. Po Sophie. Po Sophie. Po Sophie. Married into that family in 1999 and is doing the exact same thing she did all this time. A relative unknown, making little or no impact, and got the worst clothing allowance in all of Windsor. Bon appetit. Oh, Judy Rigo, I'm so glad you're here. But yeah, we're at the end. As a matter of fact, it is exactly 2 hours. So at 2 hours, it is. I am going to bid you guys a fond farewell. See you tomorrow.